Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and it's been a few days since I've uploaded anything. I think that's mostly just due to I've been going through some problems over the last few days, and it's all stuff that we've heard before, but it's worth pointing out because yeah, life definitely got in the way of me making content, which hopefully you guys understand, and I apologize for essentially the big gap between uploads. Just understand that I've been trying to handle some problems, and hopefully either things get back to normal, or if I need help, I can find the help that I need sooner rather than later. For right now, let's go. Okay, we're doing jazz again, which means that the next episode, I think, has it been... If it's only been 2 episodes of jazz music, let me know. If this is the 3rd, then I will change it up. But we are going to go ahead and keep right up with the Earth Elemental - Arcana Spotlight series. That's a mouthful. Good lord. And we're gonna be going with Tunneling Drive. Now, if you remember when I was talking about Wind Salvo, Wind Salvo. I was saying that we were going to get back to this one in the near future. Well, it's the near future, and we can go ahead and get to this one now. Exact same problems as Wind Salvo. Like, literally the exact same problems. Like, I can't really even say that there's anything particularly different about Wind Salvo and Tunneling Drive, aside from Tunneling Drive has greater base damage. It's the exact same problems. But for what it's worth, I will go over those problems again. Here we go. We'll go Dragon Arc. And we're looking into things that have multiple charges, because once again we're doing the high tempo thing. Here we go. And we're even going to keep the Captain's Ring just to... Actually, no. Do I want to keep the Captain's Ring, or... Well, yeah, I do, because not everything I have is projectile-based, so I don't want to switch to the Gloves of Gambit. So this is what we're going to attempt to try with. We've got one close range, we've got one long range, we've got a questionable dash, and a really good base. So here's hoping that all of this comes together in a format that doesn't make me feel really awful about things in the long run. And because our signature is projectile based, let's just go ahead and get Atlas out of the way first. That way we don't have to worry too much about his underlings mirror shielding everything. Of course, with this layout, we have to worry about everyone resisting my... We have to worry about everyone resisting my signature, which is not a good thing. So a lot of, as I had mentioned before, a lot of the exact same problems that Wind Salvo has, this one has as well, where, it's one of those things where it's kind of confused as to what it wants to be. Like, does it want to be an aggressive projectile-based dash? In which case, the projectile should start further forward. Does it want to be a defensive cover your butts dash Arcana? At which point you kind of want the projectiles to come out behind you, and well, not just behind you, but you want them to come out in such a way that they linger behind you a bit instead of immediately firing forward. Ugh. Kinda nothing here I want. Well, that's not true. I like both Knockout Boulder and Thundering Chain, but... yeah, I don't know. Let's wait until I find the other vendors, and then we'll see what I want to do. And then, of course, it has the problem that a lot of dashes have, where you only get one charge with it. Which, I mean, it would be fine if it were a stronger choice. Problem is, it's not a very strong choice. Nope. And that's, again, mostly because it's really difficult to... It's really difficult to use this aggressively because, of course, more often than not, when you're dashing away from the danger. So using this aggressively, it really kind of boils down to how am I going to use this against bosses, because that is where something like Wind Salvo or Tunneling Drive are really going to have any opportunity to shine, because, as I've already pointed out, you only get one charge, and it's really hard to use that charge aggressively unless you use it as the opening move in a combat. Alright, so I think you're going to grab Thundering Chain. Now I would like something water-based just to round out the just to round out the captain's ring, but yeah, I'm kind of unsure about whether or not I'll find anything, but it only has to be before Zeal where we find something water-based and hopefully multi-use, but oh, for some reason I thought I had Flame Cleaver. Whoops. There we go. Fortunately for me, I have some pretty quick cooldowns because of the tempo robe. Like, I've actually found myself really digging this kind of like tempo robe playstyle that I've got going on. Hey, Tunneling Drive got a kill! And now, as you can see, the game is trying to offer me anything other than an upgrade to what I already have. Like, shame on you, game. Shame on you. Shame on you, Iris, for trying to get me to completely change what I have going on here. So, Strongman's Hammer is going to pretty much completely negate my cooldown bonuses. Now, on one hand, that's a bad thing because I won't be able to recharge my spells as quickly, of course. on one hand, I could also look at it as, well, it basically means that I have a 10% cooldown penalty instead of a 25. And that's... like, I don't know, I kind of think Strongman's Hammer is worth it because that's part of what the cooldown reduction is going to do for me, is allow me more powerful spells without having to worry as much about the cooldown reduction. I would like to tell you there was a strategic reasoning behind my running past the enemies like that, but not really. I was just looking for a little bit more room to fight them with, because they did kind of catch me. Like, I wasn't paying attention, and so I just kind of ran past them. Is really what that boils down to. It was I'm being an idiot. Okay, we're gonna grab that. We're gonna grab that. Thank you for joining me on this quest, Aura. Your help is greatly appreciated, as is any Sylvan help I can get. Well, now if we could go back and give that to Kremire, we'd be doing a lot better. Alright, we are going to be going into the... We're going to be going into second level with basically no upgrades to our setup. And there you go. That's pretty much the best use for Tunneling Drive, just like Wind Salvo. Is use it to open up your combo volley against a boss who's going to get staggered by it. That's pretty much the best use for it. Alright, so now if Iris could, you know, do the right thing and help me upgrade my stuff, that would be really nice. Oh, we'll get a chance to see if she's going to be nice or not. Oh yay, she upgrades the probably worst part of my kit. Lovely. Great, wonderful. But see, the bonus now is that they get a nice explosive burst. So that still ranks it a little above. Let's see, what is this? Your projectiles destroy any other projectiles. So honestly, because this counts as a projectile, that might work out pretty well. I would say it also works out pretty well for Dragon Arc, so might as well grab it. Oh, of course. I don't know if you guys could hear that in the background. That was my alarm letting me know it's time to take another dose of my medications. Try to act surprised, but it's medications for my mental health problems. And there you go. there's Tunneling Drive actively working against me because there's a part of the game's design that's... Like, I know I don't like talking negatively about Wizard of Legends design. I genuinely have tons of fun with this game. But I mean, do there have to be nitroglycerin barrels everywhere? Like, it honestly feels like a piece of design that was left in just because, hey, modern games have explosive barrels everywhere, so ours should too. Like, is that really necessary for the type of game that this is? I mean, you're working with magic. There's already enough things that explode. You've got exploding fireballs, you've got rock blasts, you've got thunderbolts that burst out, things going in every direction. Do we really need to make the situation even more chaotic? Now, the obvious answer to that question is, why not? The more the merrier, right? And I just think that's the wrong way of looking at it. Like, instead of just saying, more chaos the better. And I think we should really be looking at it like, shouldn't we maybe control the chaos a little bit? By the way, those of you who are incredibly astute may have noticed that I'm just not saying a whole lot about Tunneling Drive. I kind of wonder, is it even really necessary to say much more about Tunneling Drive? It's basically just Wind Salvo, except for its drills instead of wind arrows. Now, I will say that when things line up for either of these, they are a great way to open up a fight, but that just doesn't happen as often as I would like. And again, it's down to parts of the game's design. Like, why are we constantly having to jump over pits when this game is clearly not meant to be a platform? Like, I guarantee that was something that was added to the game because the thought process was, well, yeah, but if we don't put this in, it's going to be really boring. Like, well, no. The combat is already interesting, and that's the part of the game that people are going to be focused on. We don't necessarily need these convoluted platforming elements in a game that's about the combat. Like, I get it. You're trying to be as much as you can be for everyone. Like, I just think that maybe that was a design element that, wasn't thought out very well. Like, maybe what we should do, and especially since there are still buttons on the controller that we haven't used, maybe instead of forcing us to use our dash, like, which is really painful in these instances where you have a dash that only has one charge, maybe instead we have a dedicated jump button. Like, I don't know how popular of an idea that would be with the community, but, I mean, right trigger isn't currently doing anything. Like, we could make that a dedicated jump button. Oh, here we go. Upgrade! Upgrade! Fun! that way, instead of feeling like all the pits are just a mistake, you could, one, add in a dedicated function that handles the pits, but two, you could also put in some creative elements, like, you know, floating enemies that have to be hit with a jump, or make synergies between the normal jump function and your jump arcana. Like, maybe make it so that if you use a jump arcana in midair, like, it has some sort of, like, effect that isn't normally there. Ow. Speaking of bad design elements. Like, granted, for most of them, I think it would be just, you know, whatever the effect of the normal jump arcana is, just coming down. But I mean, yeah, it feels like kind of it always feels like a waste having to use your charge for your dash just to get over a pit. Alright, so because it's likely that she's not going to be moving very much, this will be a good opening gambit. I don't know. I don't even know if this dev team would be working on a second Wizard of Legend, or if they've got something else that they're working on. Because surely at this point, like, what would this be, like 5 years out from the game's original release? They're probably not working on more content for Wizard of Legends. Like that? But what would they be working on? A sequel, or would they be working on a completely different project? Like, just because I'm complaining about the design doesn't mean I dislike the game. I actually really like the game. But there's nothing wrong with critiquing something that you care about. Oops. How did that happen? Oh, pardon me. If you haven't figured it out right now, like, just because I'm doing something so involved with the game's dash arcana, of course I'm going to be looking at things like, you know, the pit design, because it just feels so unnecessary. Okay, I like multiple things there, and I think what I end up taking is going to be dependent on. Okay, if y'all haven't noticed, I am falling victim to one of my old habits, which is running past a group of enemies trying to kite them. Like, I really shouldn't be doing that. What I should be doing is turning back and making use of space that I've already covered that I know is going to be enemy free, instead of trying to forcibly like push my way past enemies. There is no harm in retreating. Like, it doesn't make you weak or make you look like you don't know how to play the game. I would argue that making wise use of ground you've already covered shows that you know how to play the game quite well. So, yeah, that's a me problem. I apologize. I am not thinking this through very clearly. It's a bad habit that I've had from the beginning, and I'm trying to essentially teach myself to get over that bad habit. Ow. That's what you get. Oh, hello. Okay, well, at this point, we can probably just get rid of Lay's drum. It's kind of served its purpose. That having been said, I have nothing against Lay's drum. It's... Now, something like the breezy gray canvas, which can give you more uses of your dash, can obviously make things like this better. But like I said, my problems with tunneling drive are the same as my problems with Wind Salvo, so I'm just going to be repeating the same things because it's the exact same design used twice. The projectile should either be on top of you, so that on top of you as you're dashing, so that you have a little bit of coverage moving forward. They should stay a little bit ahead of you, so that they can be used aggressively. Or they should stay behind you and then come forward, like they do with Flare Rush. So you've got either a delayed offense or an interesting defense. As is, both this one and Wind Salvo have the exact same problems, so I would list them in the exact same way. Okay. Now, I know what a lot of you are thinking. Dark Sage, don't do it. You know what you need to be dropping here in this situation. You know what the best thing to get rid of here is, so you should just drop it and get done with it. You're right. If you thought for even a second that I was dropping Blasting Sprite Aura, then you have not watched this channel enough. And if you were one of those people that was thinking that I dropped the fairy, shame on you. if I had timed that better, I probably could have eaten through one of her fireballs. Ow. Ooh, got trapped in a corner. Alright, that was a bit of a tricky one. Got corner comboed. We'll just call her DJ because she looked up some tricks. And for those of you who aren't going to understand, yes, that is a Street Fighter reference. Oh, I missed that one. Hey, look at that. Tunneling Drive just got a second use. Hello. More Sylvan help. There we go. Alright, we are ready to take on Sura with the full might of our tunneling drive. You know, because Tunnel Rhino. And again, if you don't know who Tunnel Rhino is, for shame. I don't expect everyone to understand every reference that I make, but I mean... Wow, that was interestingly good dash timing on his behalf. Well done. Okay, should have launched something a little bit longer range. I don't know what I was thinking. And there we go. So, yeah, Tunneling Drive basically did nothing throughout that run. There were a few good use cases for it, but it suffers from the exact same problems as Wind Salvo because ultimately it's the exact same design. So as you can see, there's probably a good reason why I wanted to just get this one out of the way, because it's not the worst Earth Elemental dash, but it's right up there. It's right up there with Toxic Trap. No, it's not even close to as bad as Toxic Trap, but is not good. Is not good, and I don't recommend using it. Like I said, it's got the exact same problem as Wind Salvo. I'm honestly... Okay, I'm not surprised that I cleared the run, but you should always give yourself a little credit for getting through a run with something that's basically useless. And in this case, Tunneling Drive was that. So congratulations, Tunneling Drive, for making me feel a little bit better thanks to your own ineptitude. But that's going to do it for today, so thank you guys very much for watching and being patient with me while I've been working through my problems. Seriously, you guys rock. If you would be so kind as to do the usual YouTube stuff, which I think it's sad that Google makes you do 5 things if you want to show that you like your content creator. You gotta like, you gotta subscribe, you gotta ring a bell, you gotta share the video. Okay, that's 4 things, but I swear there was a 5th. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, share the video, and comment on the video. Yep, that 5. It's 5 things. The algorithm only cared about one of them at one point or another, but then they decided, you know what? We want to make it as difficult as possible for people to actually do well on YouTube, so screw all of you. I'm sorry, that turned into a Google rant at the end there. I'm sorry. Just kind of came out of nowhere, but anyway, thank you guys very much for spending some of your free time with me. I enjoy your continued support, and hopefully you're enjoying my content. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night wherever you may be, and I'll see you in the next one. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and take care, everyone.